Anybody need to take a break? Good. Awesome. Very good. So we'll call the meeting to order. And if we could do a roll call, please.
Greg,
Here.
Jake,
Here.
Donna,
Here.
Timberland, here, and Bill.
You're up.
Here, I'm here.
I had you.
Awesome. And we will go through the, or actually, next item on the agenda is meetings for December 16th, 2024 meeting. Anybody have any questions on that?
I'll say.
So any questions on it? Okay, very good. So anybody, who's,
Make a motion.
Very good. Bill seconds? Okay. Roll call?
Greg,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Timberland,
Yes.
Bill.
Yeah.
Very good. And next item on the agenda are financials for December 16 to January 24th, 2025. Any discussion on that? Very good.
Did you have a question on this one?
Yeah, on this, here, this insurance for Alabama, what's that for, Teresa?
That's the life insurance company of Alabama. They pay dental, vision, cancer, all of that is taken back from the paychecks. We don't pay for any of that. I do write a check.
And it's merchant service.
Merchant services, that's our credit cards.
Ah,
That's to process credit cards.
okay.
Any other questions?
That's all I need.
Very good. Do I have a motion?
Have a motion to accept. Second.
Very good.
Greg,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Timberland.
Yes.
Bill.
Here.
Very good. So the next item on the agenda, it's a little different than it's been done previously. We will do public comments at the beginning. That way, if anybody has anything that they wish to address that's on the agenda later on, we can hear you before we've actually voted on it or taken it under consideration. So I'll open it up and we will limit to 3 minutes. This is a comment period. This is not a debate period. One person is talking, nobody else speaks. And that being said, anybody have any comments from the audience? Mr.
Hello.
Yes,
I wish
sir.
we'd get a speaker system in here where we could hear back here what you are saying up there.
Very good.
We need that. I got another question. On the budget, the finances, what was the gas allowance last month on the trucks?
We will get back to you on that. And, there's not a monthly allowance.
Well, I know there's not a monthly allowance. I
There's a
just,
budget.
I would like to know how much was spent last month.
Absolutely.
$7.95.
Again, this is a comment period. Any
Okay.
questions you have, we can address after the meeting. Any other comments?
Yeah, I want to find out about the water hydrants around here that's not hooked up.
Do you have proof, if you could, let us know which ones are not hooked up? Any other comments?
How can a citizen go around, open up all the water hydrants? Half of them in Newtown is not hooked up. If we was to have a fire up there, I only know of one that works up there.
Any other comments?
Nope.
Very good. Anybody else in the audience have a comment? All right, very good. Moving on to the mayor's report. First up, just want to mention I have touched base with TDOT. We are getting ready to hopefully, we're not sure, Highway 68 is going to be paved, which is Ocoee Street. They do not know yet which end they're going to start with. whether it be the Copperhill end, which I'm hopeful that they start with us first. However, they could start at the other end. It's going to be and I'm not certain how far outside of Ducktown they're going to be coming. So that's either going to be on deck for this summer or next spring. We were told initially this summer, so more to come on that. Also, the garbage today, we had some issues with water, which took away manpower. We also had some folks out. So garbage service will continue tomorrow. So we apologize and only had one person doing that when he could get to it today. So then, that being said, Mr. Salcedo, are you ready to launch the website?
It's done.
It's done? All right, very good. We, if you guys can see it, we will get it on the screen. The city has now launched its first website, and thank you to Mr. Salcedo. He has worked very hard on this and has endured my questions and my input. Are you?
It's up there with Teresa.
Okay, perfect. So, I guess, it's actually Copperhill. Do you want to?
That's fine, I can do it from there.
All right. So, we are copperhill.gov.
You want a chair? I don't need a chair.
So last meeting. We have,
So we have most important things that you're gonna need, any kind of announcements or news that the city is posting will be listed here. Intros to all of the aldermen services that we offer, as well as documents that are gonna help you achieve those services. Some of these sections are still work in progress as we're kind of going through some of these documents and kind of getting everything into place. They'll have a listing of all the events, which is all of the upcoming meetings. If there's any date changes on the meetings, those will be reflected here. Within these meetings, Friday before, there'll be postings of the agenda, so you can go and grab a copy of the agenda right off the website without having to come to City Hall or call. Bottom, you get to meet all the aldermen. Map of the city. Across the top, we have different sections where essentially you can read about Copperhill, the leadership, the city map, things to do. Things to do is essentially a directory that brings you to be able to look at all the businesses in the city. Again, this is still incoming and we're still working with the businesses to kind of get all that up and going, but some areas that you are able to see is things like attractions where you get to see Cemetery Hill, City Hall, Golf Club, and the museum.
I'm gonna add more as we progress.
We also have a dedicated City Hall drop down, so essentially anything from city services to looking at ordinances, budget documents, the charter. If you wanted to volunteer, there's a section where we can, you can kind of go in and let us know that you want to volunteer your time for the city. Along with that, there's also an area where if you have a concern, you can go in, fill out a form, and kind of submit a concern, and somebody will kind of review it and kind of get back to you. So you don't necessarily have to be calling and giving somebody a long telling them what your complaint is. You can just submit it and it'll be on record. There's a resident section when it can kind of bring you to, again, city services, any type of government services, which those are related to the county. Things like senior services, kind of linking us to the senior center. We also have areas like the health department, local schools and education, any type of public transportation that the county offers. So all those kind of services are there. We have a business section. Business section is, we're building that out. Essentially, we have business resources that should be able to help businesses get established here. Visitors is the same section as the one that I went over on things to do. And then we have your news and announcements section, which essentially brings you to any type of news that we're posting. And then there's an events calendar. So, and finally we have contact us and then report a concern, which I went over earlier. Yeah, it's all up and going. If you had something you wanted to search for, there's also an easy for you to use search there. So if you have a search term, you can access it through there as well. And everything is accessible now, so it should be loading. So if you try to pull it up, it's copperhill.gov.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Spent a lot of hours on that, and still got a lot more hours to go with it. We're still very happy with it.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Finally launched the website, so thank you again. And
Finally, he's been in office 6 weeks. You said finally like it's been 3 years. Probably feels that way.
moving on down the agenda, we have the Board of Aldermen reports, and I'll start this week on my left with Donna. Okay? Timberlake? Bill, have anything?
I've been working on trying to figure out an administrative hearing officer for the city. Hopefully this can serve as a judge and allow us to enforce some of our ordinances. One of the things that we're struggling with is lack the ability in some cases to serve proper fines because we don't have the correct structures in place. I've been in contact with Josh Holder from Cleveland, who serves as our city building inspector. He has the necessary licenses to fulfill this position. He's also very familiar with the city and has said that he has expressed interest in it. I'm putting he and Greg in touch so they can sort of flesh it out and kind of move from there. It's not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination that he will be the guy, but he's someone who, in my mind, at least makes sense. Additionally, I've been in touch with Chuck Fleischman's office, the representative. We had a meeting back in the fall where he met with local business owners. I attended with Patrick Keenan from Buckball and discussed some infrastructure grants. He's on the House Committee for Appropriations, and so we're working on setting up a meeting with them so they can help us locate some grants. And then additionally, we worked on the social media policy, which we will be discussing.
Very good. Thank you. All
Can I
right.
ask something on this? On the shed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where's this boy from?
Holder, he's based in Cleveland, but he spent some time in this area. He grew up, I think, a couple years here, right? Yeah. So he's
So he's in Tennessee.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. All right, moving on to new business, we have Justin White. He's going
That's
to.
Jason.
Excuse-
That's my typo, I'm sorry.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
all right.
Jason.
Jason.
Mr. White.
worse.
Mr. White.
Correct that. We have Jason White with the Great American Rodeo. He's going to give a presentation today, and they've done a great job last couple of years. Everybody has really enjoyed the show, so I'll turn it over to him.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having us back. I think this makes year number 4, which is awesome. It's been great. If we can ever guarantee that rain doesn't happen during the rodeo, we'd be in good shape. But other than that, we're back again, wanting to do the rodeo 4th of July weekend. It's a pro rodeo. We keep it kind of small because the area is tight down there. Last year it was very successful. It did rain. Me and the mayor talked a little bit about adding some stuff like a pancake breakfast. We do probably 10 rodeos a year across the southeast. Now we live right here in Mineral Bluff, but we do about 10 pro rodeos, and every one we do is with the community. So we have, you might have 4-H or FFA, something like that, but we would love for Copperhill to be part of the same kind of rodeo. So anything to do with the kids, the school system, the town, pancake breakfast, law enforcement, anything like that, we would really love to do and make the town a bigger part of it.
Yeah. So I'm Melissa, Jason's wife.
Oh, and Levi, sorry,
And
my son
Levi. But I think, like he said, I'm just gonna echo off of that, we've been doing this will be year 4. I think we had to prove ourselves, you know, for the first couple of years to show that, you know, we were consistent and we would do what we said we were gonna do. But I think like now that it's been year 4, what we would like to do is see more community involvement. We told the board, you know, almost 4 years ago that we wanted to be here for years to come. And I know you and Jason had kind of talked previous, and, you know, if there's any ideas that you guys have to kind of help with that, we would be open to that. But, I mean, we're here today basically to just ask again for us to be able to put on the rodeo at the ball field 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, and I like the idea you were talking about as far as making that area like an event area where you can have different things, pavilions, stuff like that. We would be on board with helping with that. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we do rodeo with City of Andrews and a bunch of other cities like that. And anything we can do to help make the area better, you know, for other events, or if you wanted us to do some other events, concerts, anything, we have a lot of connections when it comes to that sort of thing, being in the entertainment, you know, business. So we're open to it. We want it to grow, want to involve the community. So,
Awesome.
Any questions?
Yeah, so I guess the question I would have, you're saying 4th of July weekend, so
Yes, sir.
is that literally the 4th and 5th of July? Or
So,
are we going?
yeah, it is this year, because typically what we try to do is do it the same weekend that
The fireworks. Yeah.
are. It just kind of helps with it being, you know, a full event. People are coming off the train, that kind of thing.
You get the
Now,
tourists,
last
too.
year, they did last minute change that, and we called down to ask if we could have that other date. But normally we set up the weekend before anyway, so it kind of worked out. But
Yeah,
it would be July 4th and 5th.
And that's a Friday night and Saturday night, 8 p.m. showtime. It lasts probably till about 10:30. Roughly.
We've been with the fireworks.
Oh, that's right. We
9:30.
cut it short. A
Yeah.
little shorter
So
than
I mean, it's, you know, noise isn't an issue. We're usually out of there by 9:30
Yeah.
to 10.
And that I know of, we've never had a problem with the residents. We try to give tickets away. We try to make sure we clean our mess up, keep everybody happy around there, and everything's worked just fine.
I mean, this is almost year 4 and I've not had one complaint.
Yeah.
And, you know, the mayor of McKaysville actually was very interested and happy that we brought this on and was trying to get us across the line. And I said, you know, y'all took a chance on us several years ago, and we're staying put for now.
Well, those that don't know, the reason, like I said, we've been in the rodeo business for a while. We were driving by there, and she said, I used to play t-ball right there, because she's from right up the hill. And I was like, that's not big enough for a rodeo.
And I was like, but it was a baseball field.
Yeah.
Like, it's big enough, I
But
promise.
it's worked. And I think, you know, we just want to make sure that we leave the area like y'all want. We want it to look good. We made sure last year that somebody came down and said, okay, everything looks good, everything's sufficient. So we plant grass seed, we throw out hay, we smooth over any, you know, indentions. Now the mud, when it rains, it makes it a lot harder, but, you know, we aim to please, so.
And as far as, you said the setup, what's your, like, time period that you're in and then out? How long?
Okay, I can give you dates. So on that particular, we would set up on like June 28th.
So the weekend before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we would be set up, because what's coming in is a full rodeo arena, bleachers. I mean, it's a lot of equipment coming in, and everybody, you know, can't come on the exact same day. So we normally set up and are ready to go, and then we would have the actual event the 4th and the 5th.
And then we, I think last year, as long we agreed to be out, make sure everything's
It
up
was
the
like by
weekend
that
after.
Thursday or that
So,
Friday.
you know, weekend, I don't know what weekend that is, but the next Saturday after the rodeo.
Right.
And then everything is portable, so we got portable lights and porta potties and generators.
Yeah,
so that
we bring
takes-
everything.
yeah.
So, and
It
then
takes
of
a
course
little
we have the insurance, so that's not been an issue in the past. So, I mean, it's liability, you know, with the new board, we are covered completely, and we've never had an issue.
Very good. Questions from the board?
No, I just wanted to say, I live directly across the
Oh,
street.
do you?
Yeah. so-
How long
Okay.
have you lived in Ledyard?
No, I've lived there for 4 years.
Okay, so we
So I've
have
been
to
there the whole
start
time.
you 2
I
months.
just wanted to say you guys did a great job last year with the
thank you.
cleanup too.
I appreciate
It
that.
was quick, it was out, in and out, and everything looked great.
Yes, sir,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Do your food vendors that come in there, do they have their own, like, insurance and stuff on those too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We
Yes,
had to
ma'am.
get all that, make sure
Okay.
everybody had that.
Yep, that's a good question, but yes, we're like, the amount of insurance that's covered around a rodeo and then all the people, because we are actually covered by the association as well, so we're like
Contestants,
triple covered,
yeah.
and I don't even know that you can be triple covered, but we are, so they do have their own.
Okay, okay, good.
We also get a vendor fee and tax income from,
That's new.
Okay.
That's fine, but I just need, if you will let me know what that is so that I can just attach that to those vendors. Do you know what that is off the top of your head? Just a
It's like $15.
$15 vendor fee, and what was the other thing, tax, you said, so they do need to charge tax this year? Okay, because that wasn't like that before, no problem. What is the local tax here? It's 10%? It's 9%?
975.
975, okay, no
we'll
worries.
take 10.
I'll round it up.
But also too, if there's any, and I'm not familiar with all this stuff, but if there's any like, kids groups that, unfortunate kids or something like that, that could benefit from this, we want to help and no strings attached. Make that Saturday, we talked about a pancake breakfast. We'd love for kids around the community to come and get a little VIP, tour and have little fun things for them. I would love to see this turn into that kind of, county fair kind of vibe. And even though it's tight down there, we can do that. And we're willing to do, whatever we need to do to make that happen. So I don't know. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have jump sides. We've moved our little girls to Basin.
Oh, okay.
And so I would love to see the school be involved.
But what
Me too.
happens, Tracy,
And-
you're gonna be
yes.
my girl for this, is
Right.
that we're in July and they're
Oh,
gone, so
summertime,
we gotta get that
Yeah.
set up.
I have connections with the Boys
Okay.
and Girls Club.
All right.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
like
Even
last
better.
year when you guys came and in the rodeo, the clown
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
performed, that was awesome.
Good.
Yes.
And there's a lot of little kids that's not as fortunate.
I know.
That we really, really would appreciate.
Yeah, we would
Absolutely.
love, and listen, some of the school stuff, even though it's during the summer, it doesn't mean we can't, I don't know, like a quarterback club or one of those little clubs can't still benefit. You know what I mean? Where they can come and,
That would be
help
great.
park or something like that. So yeah, we're all in on that.
Okay, so I have your personal cell phone number, I'm gonna text you.
That it?
Any other questions?
Is there something that the Kiwanis Club can do in conjunction with you?
Yes, I actually sent a message, and I'm not sure who I talked to, because the very first year we did it, one of the Kiwanis members come up. I used to be the stock contractor for the Blue Ridge Rodeo for years, and but I spoke with somebody, and the Kiwanis sold bottled water at the gate at the rodeo. And I can't remember who I talked to, but we'd be all about
Do you have a
that.
contact for the local, you're talking about is it you? Oh, very
Awesome.
good.
Yeah, Timberland and I are both
Oh,
in the
well,
Kiwanis
even better,
Club.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I'll touch base with you and we'll talk, but would love to help the Kiwanis.
We'd love to help y'all.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank
Well,
you.
it benefits the community. and-
Absolutely.
Very
You know,
It's all
rodeo-
about the kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
love
Yep.
that.
So I'll definitely be in touch with you.
Okay, good.
All right.
Any other questions? Yeah, I just have one of my own. So, time-wise, I know that y'all have to vote and do things, but I have to submit documents of my own. So I just wanted to make sure, is anyone else asked for that date? Are we tentative?
Tentatively, I know, okay.
Nobody's, okay. I just, like insurance and all that, I just have to select those dates and all that. So I just wanted to make sure that wasn't maybe an issue.
And you're certain the fireworks is the 5th of July?
It's probably gonna be the 4th, but we'll
Okay.
double check with them to be sure. But like I said, last year they changed it last minute. And I mean, that's just
But
kinda,
we can speak
Yeah.
to the mayor too, and just double check, make sure, is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely, because the last account I had was the week prior,
Okay.
like the 28th.
Okay.
That's what
dates
you
that-
had
That's
first.
what the last account I had
Okay,
was. So
we'll check, because it
I
honestly,
meant to call them today.
yeah,
again, sorry.
to benefit from the tourists and stuff, demographic, it almost you know, we almost have to have the rodeo in conjunction with the fireworks. And I think a lot of people come watch the rodeo because they have a good seat to watch
Yes.
the fireworks.
I mean,
So-
we can sit like
Yeah.
almost 3,000, so they don't have to get up. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I grew up over the hill, and we either sat on the hill and watched them, or came all the way down here, and everybody was lined up on the street. So I think people like that they can sit down.
But
they can
we'll
stay and
double
watch.
check with that too.
Yeah.
And if y'all have any questions, you've got my number. Any council people want to call us, we'll answer any. We do this all year long, so just let us know.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, we'll get out of y'all's way.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, sir.
We will vote on this next council.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank y'all so much.
Very much.
And I love the website. Good job. I knew our website, so I know how much work you put into it. Good job.
You took pictures.
You want to do the,
Okay.
Yes.
We'll have to suspend rules, so we'll do that at the end of the new business. So next on the agenda is ordinance for paid holidays. And has everybody had a chance to review this? So I guess before we discuss, do we have a motion to consider?
I'll make a motion to consider.
All right. Second?
Second.
All right, very good. We'll go into a period of discussion. So basically where we are, personnel policy currently does not have the Juneteenth holiday, which is June 19th. So that's an automatic holiday that our employees get. So I have this added here so we can put it into personnel policy officially. Also, previously, December 26th is a date that our employees have had off as well. And that is not officially in the policy. I could not find anywhere where this was ever voted on, so I'm not certain that that was ever done. So I added that to this proposal. When Juneteenth was given to the employees, which was mandated, the Good Friday was taken away from our employees. So what I am proposing is that we add Good Friday to this. So essentially they're getting one additional day off a year, which is Good Friday. Then I basically want to make certain that we get Juneteenth officially into the policy, as well as December 26th, which is questionable whether or not it was ever voted on by the previous boards. So any discussion related to that? All right. If no discussion, we will proceed to vote.
I'll take it.
Okay. Well, we've already gone through that.
Greg,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Tamberlin? Yes. And Bill?
Bill?
It's on you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is purchase of a certificate of deposit. As we were discussing in this workshop for the budget, we brought up the fact that we have $50,000 extra that the state of Tennessee has likely sent to us in error. While we're sorting that out, I am proposing that we pull that $50,000 out of our checking account, place it into a certificate of deposit, and while it'll probably take a few months for them to tell us that we got to send it back to them. So during that period, I'd like to make some interest off of that, and as well as get it out of our checking account, because it should not be in our general checking account. So that's kind of where we are. I guess we need to, did everybody get a copy of rates? Did you get a copy of
Yes.
rates? Okay, all right, very good. So if the bank rates that you have are with People's Bank of East Tennessee, and that we can leave it open if y'all want to consider another bank. That's up to you. But we'll do a motion to consider, and then we can go into further discussion.
Make a motion to consider.
All right,
I'll second.
very good. So that being said, you see the rates before you. These are quotes from People's Bank East Tennessee. This is where all of our banking is done. That's where our checking account obviously is that we would move it from. If you want to consider another bank, that's up to you. But if, that being said, any thoughts on which?
That seems perfectly reasonable to keep it. I mean, it seems clean to just keep it where it should be anyway.
Absolutely.
And the rates are, 90 days is 4.675, 7 month is 4.18, 13 is 3.89.
So we don't know how long yet we get to.
Right, they could call tomorrow and say, but it was 2022 or 3? So 2023, so
It's been well over a year.
we're hopeful they're,
But we're going to explore, we're gonna basically approach them and say, please
Absolutely.
figure this out.
That's correct.
So my thought would be that the 90
The
days
90
would probably
days.
make sense just to begin because they're probably, I mean, not that they're gonna move quickly, but they may.
I'm sure they'll catch it in their audit
Right.
this year. Let's hope.
It has been approached, and the accountant has talked to him.
so the accountant has spoken with the comptroller's office, or who have we? Do you know who
We
we?
have not spoke to the comptroller's
Okay.
office about it.
Because I think we need to raise it to the comptroller.
Okay.
So
Greg,
that's,
might I say something here?
you,
I just pertain to that.
we,
It's not the ARCA money?
No.
Okay, I was worried, sorry.
all right,
Well, I say I'm with Jake on going with a 90 day to start with.
okay.
Because after 90 days, if they still don't send for it, then we can always re-up the CD so that we can continue.
It will just roll, it'll continue
just
to roll.
rolls.
Right. So
Okay.
if we do nothing, and just whatever the rate is at that time for 90
Okay.
days. So obviously their forecast is that rates are gonna go down. Looking at the 13 months, it goes down to that, so typically shorter. Well, okay, very good. So we are going to we're gonna vote on the 90 days, which is 4.675, and with People's Bank of East Tennessee. Anybody have any other discussion on this? Okay.
Greg,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Kimberly,
Yes.
Bill.
Next item on the agenda is consideration of Todd Dilbeck's contract. This was looked at previously tonight. We are going to ask Todd questions. We're not voting on anything. What we would do is speak with him, let y'all, whatever questions you have, get answered. Anything you want to add to the contract, we'll discuss all of it. They're going to take notes. We'll get with our attorney. She'll prepare a contract, and then we will all vote on it next meeting. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Dilbeck if you're ready to address the board.
Sure, I presented a contract for my services to the board, to the mayor, council, for 1 year for my services, water, and we have a project coming up for the America Rescue Plan. Will be the revamp of our sewer lift station and some pipe bursting and replacing on Tennessee Avenue. And I have made that proposal for 1 year for the sum of $1,200. I was going to retire, but we got a lot going on in this city right now, so I was going to try to make my services available. Any questions anyone has, I'll be glad to
Sure.
answer.
With this proposal, Todd, it doesn't mention that you would be training a replacement. Is that also something that you're going to be doing? Is that
Sure, we can work that
considered?
out.
Okay.
Yeah, we can work that out.
And your proposal is, like, are you gonna come in a certain number of days a week? What would this entail? How does this look?
Well, of course, I'll be doing all the bacteriological water samples for the city. You know, I'll be taking those to our certified lab in Etowah, Tennessee. And I have everything set up from my home. I can monitor all the water tanks, SCADA system. I can even do the paperwork from home also. So that would kind of be like on demand, whatever, you know, if y'all need me, or like today we had that issue, you know, I would be happy to come down.
Currently, you are doing billing for McKaysville for the sewer plant, correct? Would you continue to do that or transition out of that?
Yeah, we need to talk about that a little bit
Okay.
further, because that's just for the water right there.
This contract is simply for water?
Yes.
Okay.
That's another thing we'd have to discuss.
Okay. But you're saying this is just for water, the $1,200 is just for water, but it's also including the sewer
Yes,
lift
the
station
sewer lift
project
station,
as
yes.
well as,
Yes.
so it's not really just, okay.
Correct.
All right, very good, just want to clarify that for everybody.
And it includes the replacement training as well.
Yes,
He says he's open to that.
I'm just curious as to, apropos, nothing related to that. How long would you anticipate it would take to train someone? I asked because somebody came in today and applied,
Okay.
so,
It depends,
yeah.
anywhere from 3 months, 6 months, to a year,
Yeah,
2 years.
yeah, sure.
I can't say.
Okay, I understand.
There's a lot of factors
Sure,
involved.
sure.
Bill, do you have questions? No. Tamara, questions? All right. We will work on a contract. We'll have further discussion about, I guess, the transition. You're looking at completely, right now, Todd is working part-time, correct? Ish. He is technically part-time, but he is obviously not part-time at the moment, which I really appreciate everything that he has been doing for us, because as we all know, that it seems like every pipe we have in town has been busted.
Yeah. Cold weather tends to do that.
Indeed. So we'll next meeting, I'll get with Laura Crawford. Obviously, we're going to be meeting with her soon and get contracts and for everybody to consider at that point. And in the interim, if we have questions, those can be addressed to Todd.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, very good. So thank you for coming. And we will move right along. And this, the next item on the agenda says proposal to change garbage collection. I want to discuss it tonight and go over some numbers. Nothing to consider at the moment, but I want to discuss this and perhaps look at it next month.
Did I give you all the numbers?
You did give us the numbers.
Okay. I didn't have it myself.
There's not a heading on it, so it's
Should be able to get the last paper you got.
Oh, here, yeah.
yeah. All right, so just for reference, our garbage collection, although we're getting $10 a month, is really costing a lot of money with man hours as well as mileage. Just going down the line here, the fuel cost, if we're looking at $3 a gallon, we estimate this is our weekly, correct? So we're looking about we're going 110 miles is what it typically is for travel for everybody collectively to
the garbage pickup?
to do the garbage pickup, that's
Okay.
right. So we're looking at 110 miles. If we have an average of $3 a gallon, that's gonna be $330 there. If we take an average of $18 an hour for our employees, which we have
Yeah.
3 collecting, that's gonna be $162. So each day, and we're doing 2 days a week, is $492. So our weekly cost is $984 for garbage collection. So if we look at that a year, that's gonna be $51,168. This is not counting tires, it's not counting any wear and tear, which everybody knows the hillsides were stopped out of the vehicle in the park, just back and forth. So that's costing us, you can look at the trucks and see. With the $10, if everybody pays, our yearly collection is gonna be $21,360. So that's how much we've got coming in. So when you subtract that out, we're still spitting out $29,808 a year is our estimate for garbage. That's even collecting the $10. So
That's picking up twice a day.
that's picking up twice a day.
Twice a
Or,
week.
excuse me, twice a week, yeah, twice a day, yeah, twice a week.
These
My apologies.
estimates are very, very low.
So I asked Shannon to
All the
really,
numbers.
to push, and again, I think I saw $1,300 on collection for 1 month rather than the 1,700. So we're not always getting everything in, eventually we get it, but, it lags. So I want the board to think about it this month, talk to your neighbors, and I'm proposing that we look at going down to 1 day a week. And I want you to consider what day that would be. I think Monday has been thrown out, Wednesday's been thrown out, because I know the collection facility at Grassy Creek closes at 3 on Mondays and Tuesdays. So, and I'm not sure what days they pull. I know Mondays could be a heavy day as well from the weekends with their events, but if this is something that we want to push forward with, we need to be thinking about the date.
And the bag limit.
And also a bag limit. Right now, we're limiting to 6 bags a day that we collect, so that's a dozen a week. I just think that's a really high number. Just for reference, our property tax income is $100,000 a year. Is that correct? So that shows you how much before the prior group implemented that $10.
Oh, yeah.
Over half of our property taxes was going just for garbage collection. So, but I still think that number is just really, really high. So that is all I have on that. And let's, like I said, talk to our neighbors, get input. Any questions, get with me, get with Shannon, and ask the guys, So, any other discussion? All right, very good. We will move on to social media policy, and that one is being presented by Mr. Roos.
Yeah, so I kind of moved from.
Actually, we need to do a motion to consider
motion to
this.
consider,
Yes,
okay.
so
Okay.
do we have a motion to
I
consider?
propose a motion to consider. Second.
First, second by Tamberlin. All right. Donald will be the first. Okay.
All right. In reviewing the city's Facebook page, I noticed over the years that we had several postings that were things that were not related to the city. Various businesses outside the city, things of that nature. So I got in touch with MTAS regarding a way for us to kind of use this appropriately and promote Copperhill first and really only. The proposal would be that we would use the platforms to convey news, information, and happenings of the city. That would just be updates on infrastructure, delays in services such as the trash pickup today or closures of City Hall that might impact billing. And then Polk County and area news that would directly impact the city only. But ultimately, that would be the discretion of the mayor. Also, too, we discussed with MTAS the idea of limiting public comment on Facebook, basically turning the comments off for a similar reason as we've kind of taken to here in the meetings. Rather than opening up a dialogue on there, just having people contact the city rather than do it there. And these MTAS's advice was that previous posts and public comments be preserved. We just have to keep what's already out there. But they did say that their understanding was as long as we keep it information only, that we can discontinue public comment, as long as we're not putting out anything opinion related or anything of that nature. So that was where this was born out of.
Very good. Discussion. Tamara, you got a question? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I got you. I see. It's fine. Any questions? All right, very good. I guess if no questions, we will vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Greg,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Tamlin,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Sorry, I had a moment there.
Awesome. And I understand we had another item to consider or for consideration or, all right, what's,
He's here to speak about the grant and the project with Todd.
I see.
The project, is it project or the grant?
It's project.
Project, okay. You had grant in my head for a second from a minute ago.
Which project are we,
This is for the sewer plant, the treatment process we spoke of.
okay, I see. I got you. Then we didn't- Okay, so we, can you tell me your name?
Ken, excuse me, Ken Brummett, Brummet.
That's very good. If we could get a motion and to consider adding Mr. Brummett to new business so we can address this.
I'll make a motion that we consider.
Very good. Motion by Jake, second by Tamara. Yep. All right. Let's do roll call.
Craig,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Donna.
Yes.
Tamlin. Yes. Bill.
Very good. All right, Mr. Brummett, you have the floor.
I got my education in Oklahoma and I can read, so I think y'all can too. So I'm gonna just point out what's in this packet, and you can go on it next month or what have you. We are a longtime supplier of Copperhill. And my company is Biochem Incorporated. My business card is here in the front. This is basically our story. Biochem is a family-owned business. We started, my wife and I started it January 1, 1997 to produce treatment products for water and wastewater that would replace chemicals. In other words, natural technology. So we've been in business 28 years. We've supplied some of the technology you'll find on the right side of your packet. The product we're talking about right now, we supplied here a number of years ago. This was before Todd, but actually Brett Ward, who's with the state of Tennessee, suggested we come down and we supplied this product, BioClean, to the wastewater treatment plant. At that time, the plant was in terrible need of an upgrade, and we were able to keep the plant in compliance while you were going through an upgrade. And at this point, I'll show you what we're presenting here in a minute. This is another product that we supply to the city. This product is for grease in the collection system. This is a product that we built in 1998. It actually started with a money-back guarantee, no questions asked. And for 28 years, no one's ever asked for the money back. So this is something you've used. And then a technology that you've also used to a degree is called Revive. This is a biological bacteria enzyme product, and it's something that is used in collection systems. It's used in wastewater treatment operations, which is biological, it's all natural. What we specialize in is all natural technology. If I had a scientific expertise, it would be physical science. So the product that I said we're going to talk to you about, or that I'm going to leave you with, is the BioClean product. But with the technology, the Revive technology, this gives you a perspective on it. This is a Mount Pleasant, Tennessee project we did for them. They were being presented with a $400,000 sludge facility by their engineering company, but our product called Revive, we grow on site. We grow it on site because I traded the University of Georgia years ago for an upgrade in this product. And they asked me to build a technology for them that would reduce manure on dairy farms. I said, I will do that if you will upgrade or give me a couple of microbiologists that can upgrade a bacteria product we have. We did that in exchange. And we built it. My son has an engineering background, and I asked him to come down and build out an idea to grow the bacteria on site. So this shows what we did for and still do for Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. Their savings over their current costs was about $38,000 per year, and they've never built a sludge facility. So the savings that they've gotten have been more than they would have spent in 10 years. So that's that information. What we're here tonight about is the last thing you have in your packet, which is a proposal. The wastewater treatment plant.
Is it just for wastewater only?
Yes, this one is just for wastewater. Now, we build products for wastewater and potable water. And we supply municipalities all across the country, as well as some industries, landfills, just about any place you can find water. And a part of what we tested out here, by the way, I built for Shark Creek at Disney World. Disney World said they were losing blue-green eels in Florida because of aluminum toxicity, alum, which is one of the chemicals that's used for treatment. So I built a rare product for them to reduce the phosphorus in their wastewater so they can meet compliance. And that product has been in the market and patented since 2000. This is what you'll want to consider to vote on next month. I did the testing for Todd some weeks ago, and this tells what the product is. It tells the science behind the product, tells what the product will do on the second page. The conclusion shows a picture of the jar testing that we did at your wastewater plant. The benefits of the product are listed here as well. This is a product that can be batch fed to the wastewater plant. In other words, you wouldn't have to buy a feed system for this product. Your people would put it into the plant every day. That's what they did before. I'm sorry, but I can't recall the name of the operator who was here at the wastewater plant. He had a speech impediment. A really fine gentleman, but I don't know if any of y'all can remember who he was.
Jim Owens.
Jim Owens. Yeah, Jim Owens was the wastewater operator at that time. So, Brett Ward, who was with the state, he's retired now, but he asked me to come down and test the product, see if it would work, and it worked well. So this is a mineral technology that can be put into the plant. It's built to go in at 1 part per million, 4,000 mLs, which has to do with the thickness of the sludge. Compare that to chemicals which may take 50 or 100 parts per million. It makes this a very inexpensive technology. Now, I'll give you a philosophy, and I'm not going to take very much time here, but my wife and I started this company January 1, 1997, in the suburb of Tulsa. I'm from Oklahoma originally, live in Cleveland, Tennessee now. But I was actually doing a consulting job for the city of Broken Arrow. And when I was at the wastewater plant, I could see the chemicals and some acids actually they were adding to the wastewater treatment plant. And I just said, someone should build something natural. And the operator said, why don't you? And I laughed it off. The more I thought about it, I thought, why not me? So I built this product that you see here called BioClean, and we used it there. Kind of like Athens, Tennessee, they had a Louisville dairy on them, and Mayfield out here, but it solved some problems for them. So that brought us into the marketplace. My original idea was we would find a sales company that would sell the product. But everybody was selling chemicals, and they said, we don't want to do that. That would be hard to sell. Chemicals are easy to sell. Everybody buys them. So we went into business, sold our house for our startup capital, and moved to Athens, Georgia, because we were serving the city of Atlanta. And we have grown as a family-owned business. My grandson, Jonathan, runs our service department. And so we're a 3-generation company. He and his brother both work for our company. But I wanted to be here today because he's been here before. He's worked with the city on a couple of things and would be my backup to you. I am the founder and CEO of the company, but I stay in the field because I continue to build technology. When I build technology, if I can build it where the real need is, I can see if it really works. Because for like the rare earth product, it was built to get phosphorus out of water. What typically happens when people like me build products is they go into a lab and they create the problem, and then they see if they can create something that will remove the problem from the water. I build products on site because it's not just phosphorus that's in the water. It's everything that ever came down the drain that's in this wastewater plant that Todd is helping to clean to go back out to the environment. Your stream is clean because of the guys at the wastewater plant and the guys at the other wastewater plants. So it's a very important job. The final page gives you our proposed approach. You'll notice it doesn't call for you buying a feed system. This is a product that can go into the plant. It will not shock the plant. It can be withdrawn. You decide you're going to quit using it. It will not shock the plant. When I patented the product, one of the patenting attorneys was also a microbiologist. And the rest of the attorneys sitting around the table asked him, well, what is it? And he said, well, it could be in you because everything here is in the environment. See, I believe God created the earth. And he put everything in the earth that's necessary for us to clean up anything that we've messed up. If we pollute the earth, we can clean it up with minerals that are in the earth. And that's what BioClean is. So this gives you an idea of what we did. It was the 25th of October when I came. What was our result? And our preferred application is about 4 pounds of this mineral technology per day. And then less than a gallon a day of the catalyst. It's a liquid catalyst that brings the plant to neutral and removes the impurities from the water. The cost on this is about $13 a day. So we're not asking for a contract. We're asking for you to use the product. If you don't need it any longer, you don't owe us anything to go on. We do have contracts in place many places. One of the technologies I built removes what they're calling PFAS, the forever chemicals, the plastics, microplastics from water. BioClean is what removes it. This product is so powerful that going down to 4.5 parts per trillion to get the PFAS out of the water, this does it. We're doing it on the West Coast. We've done it where they're already in compliance for this. Now, recently, a few days ago, the new head of the EPA said we're going to withdraw the requirements to remove that from the water. But 4 years from now, with the new administration, it'll probably come back. Your options for removing that when it comes back is to use the mineral technology, which is relatively inexpensive, or to spend millions of dollars on filtration. Rome, Georgia, contracted to spend $450 million filtration for their potable plant to remove PFAS. Calhoun, Georgia was $250 million. We went there and trialed our product in both of those plants, and we had a result of non-detectable in their water. We're also seeing non-detectable in biosolids in California. So this technology is the real thing. It will not cause any environmental issues, but it will clean the water. I think that probably better than me telling you, Todd can tell you what he thinks it'll do for the plant.
I'll put it like this, guys. If you ever seen a huge mud hole and muddy water just keeps running in it, over time, it builds up. This product he's proposing, it dewaterizes the sludge that's in there, and it causes it to settle out to the bottom, giving us many more years of life with the wastewater plant without having to spend a ton of money cleaning out the ditches and hauling it off. It's hazardous waste.
Yep.
You gotta have a specialized dump to take it. So this will give us years on our wastewater plant.
Are these the packets, the little packets that you got?
Those are the revived technology.
Okay.
That's what we're putting in our manholes now for grease combat.
That digests the grease. Grease is food for it, and sludge is food for those bacteria.
This product will be, we liquefy it like we had, and we just apply it at one of where our sewer water comes in. It goes through the whole process. It just evens all the way up through the ditch, and it just goes to work. If you've ever been in water treatment, they use a product called aluminum sulfate. And it's kind of like, I relate it to that. It causes a flock in the water. A big particle looks like a snowflake. And it's heavy. It'll float all the way to the bottom of the tank. So I just related to that because I'm kind of used to that, I guess.
Well, that was my target when we came into business. The chemicals have been in the market for many years. 1997, I built this product to target polymers and alum and ferric fluoride, which were primarily used in wastewater. This product is natural, it's minerals, settles like rock because it is rocks. And it's worked here before very well. I think it would be a good idea for you. But the information in here, I'm available. You have my card. You can call me for questions if you like. And our web address is also on the information on every page probably. So there's a lot more information on the website about what we do. Jonathan's primary role is service. We also have some services. When you look at this case history of Mount Pleasant, you can see what they did. We service those kinds of accounts. For example, if you're understaffed and you don't want to hire a new employee, we can take up the slack. We come, he goes all the way to Oklahoma. Right now we're looking at him going to Fort Myers, Florida, and he takes care of the collection system. It is a fraction of the cost of hiring and giving benefits to employees, so it's something to consider. I'd be happy to come back and talk to you about that too, if there's any issues with it. Any questions?
Yes. Todd, will that work in our wastewater treatment plant?
Yes. Certainly we will.
Okay, what do we use over there?
We don't use anything right now.
Don't use nothing?
No. There's no product that's being used over there that will help settle our sludge out. Nothing whatsoever.
So if the sludge settles out, we've got to haul it off to someplace that will take it.
Yes.
They're very expensive.
An idea, the Mount Pleasant page tells you why we did up there. When we added this, we call this a fermentation device because we grow the bacteria on the site. That page outlines what they were paying already to deal with their sludge, to get rid of it. And actually, I visited the wastewater plant. They were using a product that was creating sludge. And I talked to a man who was in Todd's position as well as the operators, and I said, you're building a lot of sludge. The next thing that's going to happen is the engineering company is going to tell you, you have to have a sludge facility. And they said, well, they told us that today, and it's going to be $400,000. I suggested, let's just ferment. Let's just see if we can digest the sludge out so you don't have to haul it anywhere. This is the history. They were spending $4,883.05 per month to get rid of their sludge. We put in this device, this fermenter, for $2,500. The additives were less than $1,600. The savings in 3 months was over $10,000. Now, you have drying beds. Your situation would be a little bit different. And what we've done since then is we don't charge for the fermenting device. We'll put it there and we just build a little bit extra cost into it being delivered here. All you have to do is fill it with the bacteria. The bacteria goes in, you fill it with water, the bacteria come out of dormancy, they multiply at a very aggressive rate, and they'll digest the sludge. So, same thing happened at Dayton, Tennessee. They wasted means they send solids to their digester. They wasted 51,793 gallons a day, and we digested 74,000 gallons. So we were emptying their digester, and they didn't hold any sludge for a very long time. Something you can consider. We'd be happy to set the fermenter where it makes sense and no cost for the fermenter, and just be built into the technology.
So basically, you flock out the impurities, it settles to the bottom, sludges, and then you'd have a digester that digests the sludge, so we don't have to have it all gone.
Correct.
All right, and everything is done here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right at your own site at your wastewater plant.
Okay. Okay.
You'll probably have more questions, and there's more information on the website on projects that we've done. So feel free to call me anytime or send me an email.
What chemicals are you use?
I don't primarily build chemicals.
Huh?
I don't primarily build chemicals. I build natural technology that does what chemicals do. For example, what we built for Shark Reef at Disney was built out of rare earth. There are 17 rare earths. These were the two light ones, and they replaced the chemical. Todd mentioned aluminum sulfate. That's what Shark Reef was using that they said was killing the eels. So I built that product. We put it into Shark Reef. It went to some of the other animal parks. In fact, there was a guy named, he's known as the crocodile hunter. Remember him?
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, Steve Irwin. And he was swimming in the ocean, messing with some stingrays, and he got stabbed with the barb. So the next, right after that, they had an interview with a guy at, do you remember the water park down there?
SeaWorld?
SeaWorld. So one of their men was standing in the water in SeaWorld, and the stingrays were swimming by, and they had debarbed them. But they were feeding these stingrays under the water. That water was cleaned by our product called No Pulse. So it's one of the products I tested out here. But I build natural technologies. Aluminum's natural and iron is natural, but the way they build them for treatment products is they synthesize them, and then they become corrosive and carcinogenic. Our technology is not carcinogenic, and it's not corrosive. So it's a little bit different than that. There are some referrals on the website that the reason they're on there is they use our products, and they have agreed to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly about us. In other words, tell the truth. What would you do again with this company, or what would you not do with this company? So you're welcome to call those people. They will all take your call, and they'll answer your questions.
Any more questions? Thank you very much for
Thank you
coming.
for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
And thank you for letting us serve you. We appreciate it.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Greg?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Donna? Yes. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Bill?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably should take
see.
Put that in that resolution.
Yeah, this is what I'm
It's okay. I think we just enclosed all of that. I don't know.
Thanks for-